Hi, so I'm going to be going into the unemployment rate. So what is the employment definition? So employed is anybody who's worked at any job in the past week. So whether that's part-time, contract, or full-time, anything. Unemployed is someone who does not have a job, who wants and is able to work, and is actively looking for a job in the past 4 weeks. So the labor force is all the employed and the unemployed people combined. If we're actually calculating the unemployment rate, we're going to find that the unemployment rate is equal to the number of unemployed individuals over the labor force multiplied by 100%. So there are two types of unemployment, frictional and structural. Frictional is the time it takes for someone who, for example, got new skills and is upgrading their job, and they want a job that matches their skill set. So this is the normal time for someone who's for example, graduates and now they're looking for a job in their field. It's not a bad unemployment rate. It can actually be good so that people get the right jobs. Now, structural unemployment is when there are more workers than there actually are jobs for those workers at that wage. So this is sort of the bad type of unemployment where there's not enough jobs for people. So if we're able to graph this, we can see that the wage is where the employed and the labor demand and labor supply meet. However, there's also exists a minimum wage, which demands that from the government, demands that people be paid a certain amount. So you can see also that structural unemployment can be seen on this graph between how there's less demand and more supply here, and that's structural unemployment. And you can also see this cutoff I drew with these top gray arrows that shows this is the minimum wage. It can't go below this. Now, if we're looking at other forms of unemployment, which take the other two, there's natural unemployment, which is structural plus frictional, and there's cyclical unemployment, which is the unemployment rate minus the natural. And this unemployment rate is actually sort of the one that is due to business cycles, so people are firing and laying people off because the business is down or something. Now, we can actually look at an example where unemployment rate does not accurately reflect the economy. Look at 2022, the economy was doing quite well, which we're going to measure in this graph with job vacancy rate. And if you look at 2022, there's actually more jobs available than the amount of people looking for jobs. So technically everyone who wants a job could get a job, but there were external factors like government benefits and perhaps like health concerns due to post-pandemic concerns, and that actually showed an inaccurate picture. So this is my citations, and thank you for listening.